Hi, welcome to Experiences from My Kitchen. I am Sonia Ramose, aka Sondero. So this is going to be a weekly series where I'll be sharing tips from my kitchen that helps me to maximize profit at the same time retain the quality of my snacks. If you follow my write-ups, you will get to know that all recipes have a weak point, and when you target that weak point, that happens to be your breakthrough, where you can alter the recipe and yet nobody will tell that there was an alteration in that recipe. So we're going to be doing meat pie. Yeah, some persons say there is commercial meat pie and will I call it private meat pie? I don't think so. But meat pie is supposed to be classic, having a flaky crust and a very meaty feeling. But sometimes achieving that perfect meat pie is super expensive, and when you take it out there to the market, your customers may shout when you add a place tag to those pies. They'll be like, wow, for this is so expensive. So what do? How do you make some alterations in the recipe so that you can maximize profit and your customers will never tell what you did to that meat pie? So come with me and let me show you some of my secrets that I do in my kitchen.
Welcome to my channel. Good to have you back. So we are going to begin with measuring out our flour and sieving it. Do not skip this part. Then we are going to add a baking powder and a sugar. Do not add more than the sugar required in the description box. Everything is supposed to blend, giving your meat pie that unique taste, and your customers will not be able to detect the spices used in making your pie. So you want your nutmeg to be as silent as possible, your turmeric or your curry powder to be as silent as possible. Into our game changer, the flavors I add to my pie that makes it look as if you added eggs, yogurt, and a lot of nice things to it. So that is milk emulsion in my flavor blend. This two power combo makes your pie really wonderful. And next is the technique. First, you want to make sure you blend in your margarine or your butter with your flour. You must blend till it becomes like breadcrumb. This also contributes to the flaky nature of your pie. So when you're satisfied that every fat has got into every flour, then you add in your water. Exactly half cup is what you need. If it's cold, fine. If it's not cold or it's at room temperature, good to go. And please be very, very gentle. Just bring everything together at once. Your dough should look like this. Break easily and not like bread. This is not bread. Don't knead with force. Just bring them together. If it has some crumbs, that means it is perfect. Then I'm tossing it down to my freezer. Ta-da-da! That was easy, right? Now to our fillings. So these are frozen boiled Irish potatoes. So what I do is to prepare my ingredients and save them in batches like this and keep in the freezer. So every day in every production we make, I do not make my fillings at once and put into the freezer, because when they thaw completely and you bring them out, after a while you won't like how it looks, especially when you're putting it into your pie to actually make the meat pie. So whatever the ingredients for this, the measurements I use are in the description box. So what I do is different from what you know. Frying the onion, allow it saute, then add your green peppers and all. No, you know why? We are adding no meat to this filling. Shocked? Does it reduce the quality? Yes, but most likely no, because your customers will not tell. The magic or the trick lies in the seasoning. Make sure you season this like you're seasoning turkey or chicken. I use chicken spices and turkey spices, if there's anything like that, to this filling. So you won't tell if there is no meat in this. And remember, don't omit turmeric or curry. That color it gives the illusion that meat was added, and your customers cannot tell because it will taste so great like meat stock was used. And if you have meat stock, why not? You could add it to it rather than adding water. You could replace your water with your meat stock. So I've placed everything together. I'm going to allow it heat for a while. Remember, the Irish potatoes are cooked. The vegetables won't take time to all cook up. So in 5 minutes the fillings are ready. So you can see why I can produce fillings every day, because in no time, since all the ingredients are half cooked already, it's just to bring them together, and 3 to 5 minutes we're already ready. I bring them out, they are cooled for the pie. So now see how this looks. Will you tell there is no meat in this? That is how it tastes too. So use the ingredients listed on the description box, and I bet you will come out with exactly this outcome, looking so meaty. Meanwhile, there was no meat added to it. Please don't tell them this secret. They don't have to know. Now let's go right to combining both of them together. So remember our dough, we brought it out from the freezer, and what I'm doing here is to put them into portions. I'm going to put them into 8 portions in 100 grams each. Now you may wonder, is this necessary? Very necessary. It gives your pie a uniform look, and when you roll them out to flat pieces, they have this perfect thin width. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's just ideal for your meat pie. Remember, we are giving it a standard, so we have to do the standard. We've already known the weak points where we could alter the fillings, and our customers won't tell how or what was done about it. But what they are eating is a great meat pie. So that's the night batch out. It's about 64 grams. I'm going to set that aside while I focus on my 8. So this gave me about 8 doughs out. But you're going to see how many meat pie will come out of this at the end of the day. So 500 grams gives me 9 meat pies, while 1,000 grams gives me 9 plus 9, that's 18, gives me 19 pies. Why you see that? So what I'm doing is I'm rolling out the dough. Please be gentle with this. It's not bread, like I said, where you could just maneuver. If you when you're cutting out the dough and you malhandle it by over kneading, over molding it, you will turn it to a bread dough. Your meat pie will not come out with a flaky crust. It will just taste like bread when it is cold. So I'm applying water to one side. You don't need to apply to both sides. I'm bringing out, and you see that leftovers. I'm not going to add it to the other dough. I'm going to set it aside. Please don't add it. I'm setting it aside to the other small dough. Remember the 64 grams that was left initially. So I'm going to roll this one out. Roll it gently. Just take your time. I know if you're doing this for the first time, you may be anxious if it will turn out well. If you're using bottles to roll it out, like I said, take it easy. Work on it gently and you see it flatten out. And sometimes you may have crumbs. That shows your dough it is perfect. So when you have crumbs or it's tearing at one end when you're trying to lift it up, leave that spot and try raising it from the other end. That's where you avoid your dough from splitting in two after rolling it. So I'm combining them together and I'm bringing it out. So physical class is in for this. In case you're in Lafayette, you want a physical training, I am available for you. Now see how that pie turned out to be. So beautiful. So I'm bringing out the next one and I'm rolling it out, and you're going to notice some of the problems that you may encounter while rolling out your dough. You can see this. Always make sure you're bringing that and just dust your board with a little. So this happens. You can see it ripped apart. So when that happens, overlap it. Use your fingers to just like massage that area. Put your rolling pin across it, and voila, it's fine. And if you notice, I'm looking at the back and front. The place that is smooth should be the one facing your cutter, so that the rough part will be on the inside of the pie. By the time you're done making your pie out, the back is going to look beautiful, like nothing happened. So this is me again putting these things together. Like I said, if there are crumbs, it is okay. But just because there are crumbs or because it's ripped apart, that doesn't mean you should just bring them together and start molding again, molding as if you're dealing with a bread dough. No, you will kill that cookie texture. You will kill that flakiness that makes your pie unique. So even though it's here, just massage it in like you're seeing on the video. You could pause and watch this video all over again without the voiceover. You can see that's ripped apart again. I'm putting it, and if it gives a problem, just take it off. Ensure you roll the other ones out. You can see at the end of the day, by the time you put in your filling, watch how I placed my filling into the dough. What I'm doing, where is facing each. Just do exactly like this, and I bet you come out like a pro, like a professional. So you see that other filling that was left, all the leftovers, I'm going to put them together. And while putting them together, I'm still very careful. I arrived at 148 grams. So you can see where the ninth one came. So I'll be having like 9.5, so to speak. That's why I said 1,000 grams can give me 19 pies. So you can see me. What I'm doing now is I'm glazing them with egg. The full egg, yes, can give you a golden color. And if you don't have egg, use milk. Make a thick paste out of milk and use it to brush your pies. It will still come out golden. Yes, it will still come out golden. Having that, now, stretch mark. Ta-da-da! Is out of the oven. Wow, I wish the pies actually take this short while in getting baked. See how amazing they look. Exactly what you're seeing, that's what you get. So I can't wait for you to try this recipe yourself and give me feedback.
This tastes
Please
really
stick to this. Don't be like, oh, let me alter one or two things.
can barely tell the components of this pie. So that is the idea. Whatever spices you're adding in your dough has to be at a very minimal, so that everything contributes to a very unique taste without the person eating it specifying what and what was used in making the pie. It's crispy, it's flaky. You can see it. Now looking at the pie itself, it has that nice lemon glow to it, looking like a standard. You see how it breaks like a cookie. You see how it breaks like a cookie. You see this, and I bet you when somebody eats this, they will never tell there is no meat in it, because of how spicy or how you made your filling look so meaty. So that is the weak point, where someone cannot know that it's not made with minced meat at all. Neither was it made with a meat stock, but yet it tastes exactly like a mince pie. After what is it? It's not mince pie. Who will know except to tell them? Catch you on another episode on my kitchen experiences. We're going to learn another snack and how to maximize profit from it. Bye.
So if you're in Lafayette, you could get this at Rufida Yogurt and Fura. There is an ebook for this, just in case you wanted to.